Good morning to everyone. In 8th class, in this lesson, this is our second session. Okay? In this lesson, we would like to explain about abiotic components of an ecosystem and then different ecosystems on our earth. Okay, I would like to explain today about these abiotic components and different ecosystems. First of all, abiotic components. What are abiotic components here? What are abiotic components here? The component which having no life processes, that means they are completely non-living components. Those types of components are called as abiotic. Okay. Examples for the abiotic components are soil, temperature, sunlight, air, humidity, etc. Abiotic components are different from one ecosystem to other, but maximum abiotic components included under all the ecosystems are these. Okay, soil, temperature, sunlight, air, humidity and water also. Okay, these are the abiotic components. First of all, sunlight. Sunlight is the most abundant and most important abiotic components for all the living organisms. Why? Because students, due to the presence of sunlight only, there is a universal process, that is photosynthesis will take place. Due to the presence of photosynthesis only, okay, plants will do mechanism of synthesis of food. From these plants only the food is transferred from one ecosystem to the other ecosystem. So, without sunlight there is no photosynthesis occurs here. So, now let us observe photosynthesis equation here. 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O gives rise to, in presence of sunlight is, in shortcut I mentioned here H nu. Okay, then in presence of chlorophyll pigment, plants will do the photosynthesis to form food material, that is carbohydrate. What is meant by carbohydrate, student? Okay, it will come in your 6th standard. Carbohydrate simply the sugar molecules. There are different types of carbohydrates present in the nature. For example, examples for the carbohydrates are glucose, fructose, mannose, maltose, okay, sucrose, galactose, cellulose and lactose, then etc. So many types of carbohydrates present in the nature, but here I mentioned only few of them. Okay, here in this photosynthesis equation C6H12O6 is nothing but glucose. The formula, it belongs to glucose. Even though fructose having the formula 6H12O6, but plants can synthesize the food material as the starch this starch is a polymer. This starch is a polymer. That means poly means many. Okay, many sugar molecules combine to form a polymer, one polymer. So here many sugar molecules means glucose can form in more number. Okay, so many glucose molecules are combined to form a single polymer, that is starch. So this starch is storage form of food material in the plant. Okay, but the end of the photosynthesis, which molecule will synthesize? It is glucose. Along with the glucose, there is some byproducts H2O and oxygen gas It is, this equation is balanced equation. Okay, due to presence of carbon dioxide, water and sunlight, plants having the chlorophyll pigment can do the photosynthesis reaction, can form simply a carbohydrate, that is nothing but a glucose. Okay, this glucose can form a polymer. Okay, that polymer nothing but a starch. Starch is the storage form of food in the plant. Storage form of food. Okay, where it is stored? Where it is stored in the plant body? In nothing but leaves. Okay, in leaves area, the storage form of food will be stored. Okay, in that leaf, in which cell organelle the food will stored? That means chloroplast. Chloroplast is the cell organelle. It is present inside a leaf. Okay, in that chloroplast cell organelle only these starch granules are stored. Okay, then byproducts are water and oxygen. Okay, this oxygen released into the atmosphere. Due to the presence of this oxygen, our life will lead. Okay, our life will lead. This is the importance of sunlight. So, if there is no sunlight here, there is no photosynthesis takes place. If there is no photosynthesis takes place, no formation of carbohydrate here. Okay, if carbohydrate not present, then what will happen? Plants cannot lead its life. If plants not present on the earth surface, no other animals cannot synthesize their food by own. They must depend upon the plant body to grasp the food energy. Okay, so if there is no plants, there is no animals can't live on this earth. So this is the fundamental basic is sunlight. Abiotic component, most important abiotic component is the sunlight. Then next one, soil. Soil is also important one. Due to present soil nothing but the outermost layer of earth surface, it is called as soil. Okay, due to presence of the soil only, our habitat will decide. What is meant by habitat, children? Okay, you learned in your 6th class, that is in habitat lesson. Habitat nothing but a place, it will provide the existence of life. It will provide the place to lead our life. That means if your house, take an example, if your house is present in a habitat nothing but a place present on the earth surface, it is called as habitat. How it is called as habitat? Because it provides a place to live your life. Then on the soil, animals also live, plant body also live. Okay, all other animals take an habitat as soil. So along with the habitat, plant body also needs soil to grow its body, and also getting minerals from the soil, This is the importance of the soil. To provide habitat to the all the terrestrial animals. Terrestrial animal nothing but the animal which lives on land, not in the water. Okay, which lives on land, it is called as terrestrial animal. So, to survival of the terrestrial animal, soil acts as habitat, and it also provides some nutrients and minerals to the plant body. Next one, air. Air present around our atmosphere. That means in the atmosphere there are components, there are so many compositions of gases are there. These so many compositions of gases includes air. Air means so many gaseous compositions. So many gaseous compositions is called as air. Okay, in the so many compositions of gases, the most abundant gas in the air is nitrogen. It is having about 78% of abundance. Okay, if these all the gases having 100% of composition, in this 100%, only 78% is occupied by the nitrogen gas. Okay, next abundant gas is oxygen. That is 22%. Oxygen gas, that is 22%. Okay, remaining gases like CO2, that is 0.03%, and all other gases having 0.01%, etc. Here one important thing is the most abundant gas in the air is nitrogen, but most abundant noble gas are inert gas. Inert means they can't do any reactions with any other elements. Why? Because it is a stable gas. Okay, noble gases are, okay, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. These are the noble gases present in the periodic table. Okay, among those noble gases, one noble gas occupy more amount in the air, that is argon. If you had the question in any competitive exams, okay, most abundant gas in the air is nitrogen, but if the question having most abundant noble gas or inert gas, it is argon, not nitrogen. Nitrogen is not a noble gas, not a inert gas. Argon is the inert gas or noble gas. Okay, then it is about gas, air, then water, then third or fourth one, anything, water. Soil is over, sunlight is over, air is over. Water temperature and humidity are there. Okay. Then water. Water is called as, simply called as universal solvent. Universal solvent. Why? Because it is called as universal solvent, because in each and every organism, if you observe any organism in its body, having most abundant solvent is water. Water. That's why it is called as universal solvent, and all the animals and all the plant bodies having need water as a solvent to do their functions, that's why it is also called as universal solvent. Why? Then water having the formula, chemical formula H2O, that means it having 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Okay, it is a composition of hydrogen and oxygen atoms, then form a molecule, that is H2O. This is the molecular formula of the water. Okay, then due to the presence of water only, plants can do photosynthesis. Plants can do photosynthesis. If you observe the photosynthesis reaction, in presence of water only photosynthesis will take place. If there is no water, the plant body cannot do any photosynthesis process. That's why it may leads to all the organisms on the earth surface. Okay, then in our body also, if there is a lack of water, in our body, leads to dehydration. What will happen then? Maybe it leads to a death of the organism. Why? Because in our body 90% is composed by water. Okay, in our blood also water content is present, in our cells also, in our flesh, the flesh present in our body is composed with this water in maximum amount. Then I mentioned here dehydration. What is meant by dehydration here? D means removal, hydration means water, hydrate, water. Dehydration means removal of water from the body. Whatever it may be, a plant body or animal body, if the water is removed from the body, it is called as dehydration. So, if body lack of water, lack means small amount of water. Okay, small amount of water. If you are present in desert areas, is there any abundant water is present there? No, not at all. Only small amount of water is there. That's why in that situation our body gets dehydration. In that condition, if we are not able to get the water, then what will take place? May death also takes place. That is the importance of the water. Then along with this, water also having important minerals. Okay, helpful for our life processes. Okay, this is about water. Then temperature. Temperature is heat energy released from sunlight. Nothing but heat energy. Released from sunlight. Okay, by using this heat energy, so many other reactions takes place with the presence of this heat energy. Those are exothermic and endothermic. endothermic reactions. Exothermic and endothermic reactions. What is meant by exothermic and endothermic reactions are, exo means release of energy. If the energy released from a reaction, whatever the reaction it is, if the energy released from that reaction after its completion, it is called as exothermic reaction. Okay, endothermic reaction means it takes energy, it takes heat energy to start the reaction. Without supplement of heat energy, the reaction does not start. That's why the type of reactions are called as endothermic reactions. Okay, this is directly or indirectly depends upon the temperature. Okay, then after, temperature also maintains equilibrium in between atmosphere and body temperature of the organisms. Okay, if the temperature in the atmosphere changes suddenly, what will happen? The equilibrium between our body temperature and the atmosphere temperature is disturbed. That leads to so many dangerous effects in our body. Okay. So, to maintain equilibrium condition also, temperature works out. Okay, it maintains the temperature of the body of the organisms and atmosphere. Then humidity. Okay, humidity means moisture. Okay, the moisture content on the earth's surface, it is called as humidity. Okay, due to the presence of humidity only, the plants will develop and the seeds will germinate. This is the importance of humidity. If there is no moisture content in the atmosphere, that not a good environment, that not create a good environment to germination of the seed and to development of the plant. So, in the presence of proper humidity only, plant body seed get germinate and develops into a good plant. Okay, good and complete plant. This is about humidity. Then after, I want to represent a flow chart about biotic and abiotic components of an ecosystem. Please note this, students, it is very important. Okay, by this basic chart only you get clarity about all these items. Okay, ecosystem, it is divided into two categories. Those are biotic component and abiotic component. Okay, this biotic component is again divided into three categories. Those are producers, consumers and decomposers. Okay, these producers includes plants and algae. These consumers includes 3 categories or 4 categories again. Primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer and quaternary or top consumer. Okay, the examples for primary consumers are okay, rabbit, grasshopper, okay, cow, and goat, then sheep, buffalo, etc. Okay, secondary consumers includes frog, snake, hawk, then okay, fox, wolf, etc. Territory consumers includes tiger, lion. Okay, if there is any dinosaur present on the earth, it may be included under this. Okay, dinosaurs, etc. Top carnivores or top consumers includes humans, that is we. Okay, then decomposers includes bacteria and fungi. Abiotic components includes sunlight, okay, air, soil, water, temperature, humidity, etc. This is the simple and informative flow chart about the components involved in the ecosystem. Okay, thank you. Then after we will discuss about different types of ecosystems present on the earth. Thank you.